Yes, indeed. Main event for your viewing pleasure. And it looks like my luggage has finally been relocated. I'm without a series of shoes and clothes. I guess they're going to drop off my luggage here. All right, but cold approaching and dating events. We've been hearing about this for quite a long time. And even today in 2025, I'm flabbergasted that we're still having this conversation. But I understand why we're having this conversation. Okay, this conversation is being had because I think we're trying to solve a problem, but no one's willing to give up an inch, as our brother eloquently said earlier. The women know that there's a dating issue, but their thing is to blame the men. The men have always been saying there's a dating issue, and they've made a series of adjustments, but the women feel like they're being blamed for it as well. A lot of people have solutions, but a lot of people's solutions are not showing to have proven results. So people are saying, if men and women did this, if women did this, if men did this, but it's not showing any results. In fact, relationships are on the decline. Okay, marriages are on the decline. Childbirth is on the decline, and it's going to continue to be because people aren't hearing each other. We also have people saying men should approach. Women are saying, we want men to approach. We wish more men will approach. We're tired of the dating apps. Why? Because the dating apps have proven to be a failure in them getting and controlling the dating marketplace. All they did was get fucked, chucked, plucked, and now they still out here single after 10, 15 years of dating apps. So now they're like, let's go back to approaching. However, approaching was the thing they wanted to avoid. We're tired of these men coming up to talk to us. They're wearing fake wedding rings. They're telling men they have boyfriends. They're making men come up with all this cold approach jargon and overcoming objections. And women got tired of it, so they retreated to the dating apps. Now, the dating apps didn't give them what they wanted, so now they want to retreat back to, let's go back to cold approach. There are men that hear other men say, I don't want a cold approach. And then they say, well, you're scared, which is a common response. You're scared, you're gay, don't be scared. It's just rejection. Overcome your fear of rejection, and so forth and so on, which I think is horrible advice, but you do you. Don't worry about the Me Too movement. Don't worry about these false allegations. Don't worry about sexual harassment claims. Just approach. I approach women all the time at my job. I fuck up many of women at my job. Okay, these are all bad advices. And it's proven that people haven't adapted to that message. There have been men that use cold approach, but there have been men that say, yeah, fuck all that. I'm not going to do it. Okay, I have a career to worry about. I can't be out here running around the streets of Miami cold approaching. I have a reputation. I have something going on with my life. I'm not going to be out here cold approaching. Then women will say, well, you're going to hear what they're going to say here in a minute. Okay, because this is interesting. They're also putting on dating events that men are not showing up to. For some reason or the other, we're going to try to figure out men are not going to organize dating events, mostly organized by professional matchmaking groups. So they say, well, if we have a controlled environment, maybe the men will feel more comfortable coming into these dating events where they can talk to many eligible, single, career feminist women. No housewives in there. There's just these available women that work 60 hours a week in human resource jobs, completely misguided and undecided, full of debt, just sitting there at a table, and you could just walk up to all of them. But the men aren't showing up to them. Why is it that today we are still having a conversation where men have went their own way, MGTOW. Men have chosen to go passport bro. Men have been doing free agent lifestyle. They follow Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, Everwood podcast. There's plenty of evidence as to why men are not doing these things anymore. Yet, they're still making videos as to why aren't men approaching? Why aren't men going to dating events? As if the answer is not right there in front of them. Oh, that's those guys over there, those MGTOWs, they're just the losers. All those Andrew Tate guys, they are misogynists. The passport bros, those are men that are losers anyway. They couldn't get girls anyway. Don't worry about those guys. However, those are the guys that are checking out of the dating marketplace. It is said that 30 to 60% of men are completely checked out, not looking for relationships. They're not in one. They're not looking for one. So where is the confusion? The confusion is mind-boggling to me as to why people are confused. Men are not approaching. They're checked out. They don't see a gain in getting to a relationship. They have other things to do. Why aren't men going to dating events? Because to go to a dating event, it might be free, but every woman I talk to, let's say if I had 5 women I'm interested in, there's a financial obligation to continue the relationship from that point. It's fairly obvious that men know that going in. While the dating event might have cost $25 to $50, once I sit down with each one of these women and I say, wow, listen, these 5 women seem to hit it off with me. Now I got to pay 5 bitches to go out on dates, 3 dates apiece to wait for some pussy down the line. Like what? Okay, that's major league expensive. So now I got to whittle it down. What if my finances aren't that good? I make $45,000 a year on average. How the hell am I going to take 3 to 5 women out on a date? Date 1, date 2, date 3. I might as well pay for a vagina. Now let's bring that up. Now that there's OnlyFans, the junior college, women selling punani on the side, on seeking arrangements. It's way more beneficial, not cheaper. It's way more better use of money for me to go over there and trick than it is for me to go look at these washed up, overweight, overworked women that are over debt and over leveraged financially to go out here for her to play motherfucking Tea Party, okay? So for her to play I'm a good girl, for her to play, oh my gosh, I've been going through so much trauma on the dating apps, for her to play Mrs. Betty Crocker and not see all these damn red flags waving. I mean, who wants to play this game? All right, so let's get to the clips and we'll boil all this down now. All right, we'll try to bake all this down now. Let's start with the older women. But remember, it was the men that were supposed to be in a single crisis. The single lonely men of America. Because more women will be single, there will be more lonely men. I debunked that right off the rip. I said, well, mathematically, that means there's going to be more single, lonely women. No, there's not. Women got stuff to do. They got money. They're starting businesses. Let's see if this checks out.
I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't drink anything without feeling pain. Pain. True pain.
Okay. All right.
I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't drink anything without feeling pain. Pain.
Yeah. The single lonely male epidemic. There's going to be all these single lonely men with nothing to do. They're just going to be jerking off the prawn and playing video games in pain and lonely. It looks like it's the other side. All right. I'm 37. And honestly, it's so hard to be alone. Women need relationships to bond. Okay. They need them they need it like a barnacle to a ship. Like fly to shit. Like syrup on pancakes. Like white on rice. All right, they need it. And the men don't, right? We can just be alone and in peace. It's the women that be crashing out. Every night I wonder why men don't even notice me and take the first step. Why they ain't even 37. 37, baby, you're like 12 years too late to the party. Having a party. 37, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And your head looks like the Flatiron Building in New York. All right, so let's not even talk about that. It says, don't I deserve at least a little attention? Am I not attractive? See, when people keep pushing this agenda about men being single and lonely, yes, it's true. But it's the women that are going to be the ones feeling the pain. All right, their self-esteem can't take it. All right, they can be out here getting fucked and chucked, and they can go travel and live their best life. I'm living my best life. But, dude, when they go home to that lonely-ass kitchen, trust me, I know a lot of women, 35 to 55, they be lonely as fuck, man. And it's painfully lonely. They jump on dating apps, match with you and want to talk. They want a platonic friendship. They want someone to hang out with. They want a relationship right off the rip. One piece of sex? Where's this going? What are you doing right now? I'm doing nothing. They don't be doing nothing, bruh. Sitting at home with their dog, cuddle up. Nothing going on in their lives. Just hopping to conversation because they be alone. Trust me, man. This whole thing about men going to be single and lonely and there's going to be an epidemic, it's going to hurt the women, man. It's going to work. It's going to hurt them. It's hurting them. It's killing them. But they come out here and they fake the funk. Oh, I got a job and I could go travel and take a trip. Okay, you took 2 trips this year. What you going to do with the rest of the 320 days? You're going to be sitting at home with your fucking dog. And I'm talking about attractive women too. All right, attractive women in this situation too. Let me see here. All right, okay, let me see here. Okay, Jesus. Somebody texted me. So I'll handle that right quick. So anyway, let's go to the next segment right here. Let's go to the next segment. The next segment. Let me make sure I get this taken care of. All right, so we got the next segment right here. No men showing up. No men showing up to dating apps. This is a video by content creator Manhood, all right, with a check mark. And this is basically a compilation of videos. Here we go.
So we have been waitlisted for speed dating. I guess way more women than men signed up. So unless a lot of men sign up before the event, we don't get to go.
Dating right now in 2024 is the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life.
I am out here wiping mounds of snow off of my car just so I can head to a speed dating event tonight that I paid $40 for to play icebreaker games with random men. What am I doing? This isn't even worth it. What is this all for?
I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna like it, man. You're not gonna like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it.
Forgot how useless men are nowadays.
We just got to a speed dating event. Wish us the best of luck because we're actually really nervous. So let's see how this plays out.
A few moments later.
We showed him pictures of guys that were at the event.
Your mom laughed.
And his first reaction to the first picture was, whoa.
Okay, so let me stop it right here. So as you can see, women, they're saying men are having a loneliness epidemic, but why are so many women available to go to these singles events? And why are they so interested in going? All right, they're all getting dolled up, putting their hair and makeup on. They're saying they have better things to do. They're saying they don't need a man. But as soon as the single event shows up, they're piling in the doors. Okay, it's a facade. All right, they're the ones looking for relationships. Now, here's the problem. This is why men ain't going to go to single events, because she just verified and validated for about 50% of men why you wouldn't go to a singles event. I'm going to play it again. And yes, these women are old as hell, bruh. These aren't 22-year-old women, fresh legs. These are old frog legs right here. Listen to this right here. This is exactly why you don't go to a dating event.
Pictures of guys that were at the event.
Your mom laughed.
And his first reaction to the first picture was, whoa.
All right, so this is right here. And people are going to say, hey, man, what's the problem? She has her standards. But you went to the event and then you took a picture of a group of men and then you shared it outside of the dating event to show the men you didn't like. Okay. Isn't this what men are saying? Why they don't want to go to dating? Why would I go there to be subjected to this type of treatment and behavior? Okay, you're going to hear this later as to women saying they're not cruel when they're rejecting men. But you literally are rejecting men. Not only you're rejecting men, you're humiliating them. You're humiliating them behind their back. And some men tell you not to worry about this, but this is what we're talking about. Why would a man cold approach you if you're just going to be like, look at this guy that cold approached me. Whoa, oh my God, jeez. This is exactly what men want to avoid. This is why they're staying single, okay? Why they're staying single, fuck that. All right, why am I going to get up there to go in front of 80 women so they can just be like, yeah. Where's the real man? Okay. So that right there is going to go unnoticed. But that is a real reason, again, why like 50% of men ain't going for that shit, bro. All right, anyway, let's go to the next one.
And then I sent my mom pictures and she was just laughing emojis.
Look,
Y'all, there's a speed dating thing here tomorrow night for Christians.
Look at this shit.
Should I go? I don't know.
Man, these people are way too old. Look at the grim motherfucking Reaper. Look at the Crypt Keeper right here. Look at the Crypt Keeper. She looks like a bowl. She looks like a bowl of fun, doesn't she? She looks like a bowl of fun. She's a Christian too. And I hate to go ahead and talk shit about her, but this is a whole muskrat. You guys, there's a Christian dating event. Okay, I ain't going to it. If you're going to it, I ain't going to go to it. Imagine linking up with this. And this is what people, unfortunately, the way women position themselves for dating is that they're wonderful. All right, I'm a wonderful, valuable woman. How can a man not see this? No matter how she is, she's wonderful. The men out here are somewhat, desperate, weak, The men don't position themselves as, I'm a wonderful guy out here. If you are, you don't need a dating event. But they think they're the winners, and then the males are the losers. They're the ones that need us. They need us, so they're going to be in there packed in. And then when they get there, it's 80 women like this. Why ain't they coming? All right, what the hell?
I'm so awkward.
I think the reason that, I sleep with so many guys is because it's the only time I can really feel validation from a man. I mean, my dad told me every single day until he died that I was a failure of a daughter.
All right, so it's the dad's fault.
You're getting closure by proving your father's point.
Congratulations.
Ladies, imagine if a man walked up to you and said,
all right, let me stop. That's right here. That's the Manhood channel. All right, there's a compilation of these videos. Here's another video right here. Single men over 50. Why don't you go to singles events? So we're going to just start here. We started with the 30s and the 40s. Now we're at the 50s. Okay. We talked about this earlier about men in their 40s and 50s, possibly, if they are eligible, they are either good being single, they're dating younger women, or they're going through a divorce. Okay. Or they just don't need it. Single men over 50, why aren't you going to singles events? I thought we were going to have a male loneliness problem. It seems like it's on the woman's side.
This video is for single men over 50 and single men over 50 only. I would like to know why you don't go to singles events. We host singles events pretty regularly as a matchmaking service, and we always have to cut the age limit at 50, sometimes 55. And the reason for that is that while we will have tons of women over 50 wanting to come to our events, the men don't show up. And I don't understand this because we have lots of men that we work with as clients in their 50s, and they all tell us they don't like online dating, they don't want to get scammed, they're very nervous about it. But at a singles event, especially something hosted by a reputable company like ourselves, you're going to meet women who've been vetted, who are there for the right reasons, and you have us there to act as a little bit of a buffer to help introduce you. So I just want to know why you don't come. Tell me in the comments if any of you are seeing this, because we have lots of women all over the Midwest who would love to have events for singles in their 50s and 60s, but we need you to show up.
This is just completely dismissive of men's issues in life and dating. This completely dismisses them. This tells me that they're not listening. Okay, because men have been very much vocal as to why men don't date. So where's this pool of men that are 50 that are just, I'm just looking for a woman. Okay, let me go and see all of these old 50-year-old women. Okay. And she's just sitting up there. I don't understand. Why? You saying you want this, and you say you want love, and you say you don't want to get scammed. All right, why aren't you showing up to meet all of these old motherfucking bunion having ass women? All right, pantyhose and stockings wearing ass women. La Femme Nikita. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't no man worth his weight in gold, worth his salt, is going to meet no 50-year-old broads. Hell no. Now, interesting enough, she asked for comments. Isn't that interesting? See, when you watch CGA, shit gets real. whether you like it or not. But shit just got real, didn't it? I thought she wanted to know why men over 50 didn't want to go to no dating events. Comment below. But what happened?
New world order.
They got a reality check. And they didn't want to hear it.
Gotcha, bitch.
See, they don't want to hear you. Oh, that's just the bitter and hurt guys. All right, that's the guys that got trauma. Oh, that's the guys that got hurt. Okay, them the misogynists. All right, but now all of a sudden you asked for comments, but you couldn't take the goddamn comments. You had to turn them damn comments off. Cause what I want a bright-eyed bushy tail up in my fucking bed. I ain't trying to look at Edith and Suzette and Barbara and Jennifer. You know, I ain't trying to look at these old bats. These old hemorrhoid having bats. These old, I don't hook up on the first date having ass breath smelling like wine. All right. I ain't trying to look at Barbara, Stella, right? Any of these old ass names. Ruby. I don't need to fuck Ruby tonight. All right. Hey, Ruby. Hi, Suzanne. Ain't nobody trying to fuck Suzanne tonight. I'm trying to fuck Caitlin tonight. Hello. Okay.
Where the white women at?
Janice. All right. Hey, Janice. Hey, Janice, I'm thinking about coming through tonight. How's it going, Janice? Right. Yeah. Yeah. Judith and I try to. Hey, Judith, are you available on Monday? All right. Or you massaging your bunions? All right. What are you doing, Judith? All right. Hell no. I need some Caitlins, some Kellys, and some last name, first name broads. That's what I need. I need some Emmas and shit. All right. Anyway, I don't need no Karens and these type of girls, man. All right. I don't need them. I need some bright-eyed, bushy-tailed girls and Maria, all of this shit. All right. So let's go to the next video right here. This shows you what's going on. Them comments that got turned off. The next video. This woman has this. Men refuse to attend singles events. All right. So here we go right here. We got another one here. Let's see what she says.
Doing girls. When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore or don't care to put in effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you.
Oh my God. Like, this is, again, man, I'm telling you, man, it's getting bad out here because, my job security is great. My job security is fantastic. I don't have any loss of leverage because I'm going to have content forever. She's completely wrong at this. This is what she desires, which tells you she's not listening to what men desire. She's saying, if I keep dangling this carrot, all right, men are going to chase for it. So I'll just keep dangling the carrot. And so she's dangling the carrot and men aren't chasing for her. And she says, well, how it should work is the man should like the woman slightly more so that he continues to chase the carrot. However, it's the opposite. When the woman overwhelmingly likes the man, he folds her ass up like a love letter from the second grade. She jump in there and break all the rules that the other men have to chase. He don't have to chase no carrot. She basically lays on her back and submits. 1, 2, 3. Pins her fucking shoulders to the mat, and she cooked. And then she goes on. She gets a broken heart, and then goes on. Now, when the guy that likes her more, she's like, okay, I'll give him a chance. All right, she dangles the carrot, and he used to chase. Not anymore. Guys have figured out, okay, we done with that game. We done got played about 3 or 4 times. Now I'm 28 years old. I'm not getting played anymore. So now she jumps out here and wants to goddamn change the rules. I'm going to change the rules now. I'm gonna not dangle. I'm gonna dangle the carrot out there. I'm gonna make till the guy likes me, and then I'll open myself up. Okay, it's about trust. Eventually, if I trust you, I'll let you go up in me. Eventually, if you do this. So she figures she just want to dangle the carrot, and it ain't working no more. They will call men sassy for this behavior. They'll say men are sassy. They want to be treated like women. They want to be chased.
Has the modern dating landscape confused you? Have many of the standards that you heard you're kind of tired of hearing about, and you're wondering, what does it all mean? Well, look no further. Join us talking about the monetized dating marketplace right now on Locals, and it is CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can create a free account to join the conversation between the Coach Gang members, but also on Sunday, we do a live stream demonstrating all aspects of the monetized dating marketplace. And coming soon in 2025, you're going to have access to a sample of the monetized dating marketplace course where you can get information related to how to participate in the monetized dating marketplace and or how to understand it, so you're not out here spinning your wheels trying to figure out how you're going to best deal with the monetized dating marketplace. Listen, everything and every aspect of dating is monetized. We just want to relieve the frustration that you might have about it. So the best way to do it is make a free account right there on Locals, CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can get access to those live streams, but create a free account. Just join the conversation. I am the only one covering this conversation from this point of view. And yes, I am ahead of my time. Get ahead of the information before you're priced out.
Well, men don't chase. Men figured out they don't have to chase. So all the men that she never made chase, they already gone. They're in her past. Now she just wants to turn around and go, hey.
What happened? Where did all the men
All right,
go?
she's got another extension to this real quick. I think there's a part 2, so we'll hear her out here.
And when did that shift? Because back in my mom's era, if a guy wanted to take you out on a date, he had to go up to you, he had to get your number, he had to go through lengths.
Give me a second here. Let's play this real quick right here.
Good news. I have decided that you are good enough to spend money on me, pursue me, and flatter me. But understand I will owe you nothing, and will expect you to keep me happy always until I get bored with you or find a better opportunity. Would you jump at that opportunity? No? Now you know how men feel.
PSA, I am only dating hot guys. This is the Hawkeye era. I'm only gonna date hot men from now on.
They come with us to a singles event in Chicago. These were the fits, and after we took this clip, we passed a naked man on State Street, and that really set the tone for the rest of the night. This thing was at Spin, and it was packed, but the dating pool was grim. We did befriend two guys, and we went to a bar with them after, but I don't think they realized we were trying to friend-zone them, and this is us walking home. I'll spare the audio, but...
The tables are being turned, and instead of men chasing the women, women will now chase the men. No more simping, no more buying them meals, no more chasing. Hold the line.
All right, we got the hold the line conversation going on. Back to this woman real quick.
To try to talk to you, even if you weren't interested at first. How my parents met? They met at a bar, and my dad asked for my mom to dance, and my mom was like, get out of here. She wanted nothing to do with him. If he had just left and listened to her, they would have never gotten married, they would have never had kids. But he was persistent. He wanted to take her out on a date so badly. He was like, what do I have to do to take you out on a date? She was working late their first date, so he went to her work, picked her up, prepped a dinner, took her to a park, just planned the whole thing. He wrote her poetry. He was yearning. How my aunt and my uncle met.
All right, so this is an interesting paradox here. Let's do this real quick. Guys. This woman today doing exactly what she just described her parents doing in order to meet. They met at a mating ritual. All right, like this is the Back to the Future. Guys, this will be stalker behavior. Okay, ladies, you know it's true. If men did exactly what she just prescribed today, this dude will be treated like the biggest simp in America. She would have stalker allegations on him. This would be true. Nobody's pulling this stuff out anymore. These days are gone. These days died in around 2000. Okay, about 2000. Like, I could get away with this in 2003, maybe 2004, maybe 2005, where I can make a mix CD of a girl and all of that, and I could take her out and show up at her house with the boombox over my head. Okay, I could show up at her job with some flowers. Right? And the woman would be like, oh, wow, he's winning me over. He's growing on me. She's dating one other guy, and you're just the other guy in the picture. Maybe I'll give him a chance. Since social media, this is no fucking way. Look, she would screenshot all of his text messages and put it on her social media for clout to expose this guy. Hell no. All right, come on, man. She is fooling herself. Talking about this is what guys used to do to chase a girl down. Get rejected 3, 4, and 5 times. And then he just completely just coming after her. He just reared it up. All right, I'll not take no for an answer, ass bitch. She got mad dudes and options and dudes she done fucked. They got fucked and folded up and chucked. I can see her whole Instagram and all of her dudes that she put up on Facebook. Something serious. Okay. And then we're supposed to come out here and just be out here. Just give me a chance. Give me a chance. Those days are over. We just don't have this marketplace anymore. Okay, we don't have this marketplace. And they disrespect you to be sitting around at age 50 right here. Look at this right here, ladies. There's the eyes I talked about. This is exactly the eyes I talked about earlier. High arching eyebrows to overcompensate for the drooping eyelids to where you can only see a little bit of the eyeballs compared to this. Okay, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. All right, but they just expect you to be just as single, as lonely, and miserable as them. All right, but the problem is when they come outside, it's Sex in the City, it's Cosmos, it's nightclubs, it's girls' nights out, it's fun. All right, it's outings and trips and vacations and shopping sprees. And when they go home, then they be out here on the internet talking to the phone, talking about, guys, what's going on? I mean, with her gray roots coming in. Guys, seriously. Okay, and why aren't you stalking us? Right here, why aren't you stalking us? All right, her aunt was a dancer, and the Uncle Simp was a photographer.
My aunt was a dancer on a cruise ship, and he was the photographer. And he was persistent. She overheard him one night saying to his buddy, he was like, I'm gonna marry that girl. He had just met her. And now they're married, and they have 2 kids together. I don't hear anything like that now.
It's over.
We're praising eye contact. Now we're praising if a
Yeah, man almighty. Hey, guys, those days are gone. Ladies and gentlemen, they're gone. All right, in the last video, to really bring this point home, this is going to go into the cold approach. So the cold approach is, well, the cold approach is something that people preach as a tactic to learn how to talk to women, which I'm not a big proponent of. You guys know I don't agree with that being the sole way that you reach women and learn to talk to them. I think you're going to learn how not to talk to women, or you might even learn what women you need to talk to. You might figure out who's in your fucking, who's in your league, if you will. Okay. Or who's on your level. You might figure that out. Maybe that's how you're going to learn the fastest. For young people, you're under 22. I think this could be an effective way because you have nothing else to use. With your fake cologne and your fake gold chains and your fake goddamn lifestyle and your daddy's car. So you don't have anything to leverage. So this might be the only thing you have to use. So I can understand a younger person using this. But there are a lot of people that have an anxiety about approaching women and they're scared because they don't have leverage or abundance. So this becomes difficult for them. And then people then push them out there. Well, you got to do it. You got to do it. This is the only way you're going to learn. Now, from that point, I think then once you pass these ages, using cold approach as a sole tactic or a primary tactic, I start to disagree with. Because I said the women aren't being told how to respond properly to this game. When you're doing a mating ritual, there's normally a set of rules or unwritten rules to guide you, right? Let me just give you an example. When there was a time you had cotillion, all right? For the people that had cotillion. Cotillion is basically a social experiment for young people to learn how to operate in a social gathering, right? How to seat at a table, how to pull out a girl's chair, how to ask her for a dance, stand up when she goes to the restroom, you know, sit down, put your napkin in your lap and not in your fucking, tuck it in your shirt, all right, your shirt collar. Like, they're telling you, both the men and the women, how to properly communicate with each other. In the cold approach, there's no rules on the woman's side. She is the X factor. She's supposed to either she's supposed to be unsure. She can be direct. She can be indirect. She can lead you on. She has no rule. You're working around someone with no rule. In a cotillion, you have rules. She has a rule. She knows how to curtsy. She can politely bow. She can put butter on your bread first. She can offer you that. There's something she has to give in the mating ritual. In cold approach, you're telling men to go out there and the woman has nothing. She's just a fucking blank chalkboard. Okay? She's just a blank slate. And you're supposed to work around this shit like it's your job, which makes it disadvantage to you. You're walking up to just the X factor. Okay? So then you show up with your series of overcoming objections and overcoming rejections and this and that, and she gets to do whatever the fuck she wants. All right, she gets to just breeze walk past you. She gets to play coy. She gets to stop and be interested. She gets to stop and waste your time. She gets to not take your phone number. She gets to take your phone number. She gets to give you an Instagram. Like, she could just fucking pull all the goddamn cords like this, all right? And the whole time you just juggling. I think it's foolish because they're not taught what they're supposed to do to get approached. They're just saying, approach me, and then you get what you get back. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I got a man. Oh, I ain't interested. Or I am interested. I am interested. Here's my number. Here's my fake number. Here's my Instagram. Here's me not responding to your Instagram. I mean, this is just arbitrary. It is not a functional way to do it. Where the men have a series of rules. Men need to approach. Okay, but what do the women do during an approach? Well, I get to laugh at you. I get to blow you off. I get to make you chase. I get to scowl at you. I get to call for the police. You just never know. Just go ahead and try. This is why I think after a while, a mature man will see through the bullshit. This isn't the best way to spend my time, all right, because there's just too much to worry about. We're going to play a video of a man talking to two women. All three of these people don't look like they're in an active dating marketplace. You know, some of them look like they've been off the marketplace for quite a long time, which then you have that element, people that aren't dating, telling people how to date. I think that's problematic as well. Okay. You're not even in the current marketplace to date, and you're telling people what to do with dating. All right. You're just going to tell someone to do something from 2006. All right. So let's go to this guy. Why I don't approach. All right. So we'll give you the people. All right. Person number one is this Karen. All right. So she obviously looks like she hasn't been fucked hard in a long time or dated. All right. She's running out here with something stuck to her forehead. Okay, that's the person number one. You also have in this conversation the second person, which looks like possibly the daughter of the woman. They're both redhead or fair-haired or strawberry blonde. She looks young, and she looks like a plain Jane, Muskrat Central. And then you have this guy right here. Yes. The cool white doofus. This definitely probably reeks of some old pickup artist. All right, he still can't let the fucking Fonz hair go, you know what I mean? But he's going to be the proponent that tells us that men are avoiding cold approaching or approaching women because. All right, so these three people are going to give us some wonderful insight. These are normies, by the way. And the normies are having the conversation about 15 years too late. All right, but because of the men's spaces, the people now have something to talk about. Okay, they have to now talk about this, but we've over talked about this already, and men have figured out the juice is not worth the squeeze. So let's start with these three individuals. Here we go.
Type of woman who is sick of not getting approached, so I approach men. Like, y'all have seen me out in the wild. You get me to sniff a little bit of tequila, and I'm out approaching a group of like 10 guys out at a bar because that's how you meet people. Because I just don't understand why. if I, as a woman, can get rejected by a man, like, it is so much better to get rejected by a woman. We are so nice 9 times out of 10.
I don't know if that's true. And there are some women that really take a lot of pride in belittling dudes and really being mean.
That can't be the majority.
I wouldn't risk it. I just don't have I wouldn't have had the confidence to risk it. I think men are in a weird spot right now, and young men are in a weird spot right now, that they don't want to come anywhere near sniffing, feeling like they're being perceived as creepy. So they're not exactly sure what their role is anymore. And then when young men talk about it, I feel like a lot of times they are met by women going, "Oh, welcome to our world for our entire life."
Let's freeze it right there. That is the perfect freeze right there. Look at that right here. Okay, so I agree with bruh. I agree with bruh in the fact that probably represents 50% of men. At least 50% of eligible men from the age of, let's just say 16, 18 to 30. He just described that. Like, he's like, I ain't buying that bullshit. Because a woman said, I'm out there approaching men. All right, that plain Jane. This woman right here. This woman's like, here, you see me in the wild. Oh, you must be a wild thing. And she been a slut baby since she was 13. But that's neither here or there. All right, but because men aren't approaching her, the type of men, the type of chads that wants to, she approaches the chads at the bars and clubs. Then the nerd guy comes back and say, well, you know what? These women aren't so nice when they reject you. Right? Which is an issue. Okay? A lot of people can deal with rejection. It's what type of rejection are you getting? Let's take it back. All right, because this is important. I know people were saying, well, do you have to worry about all that? A real man don't worry. Okay, we're not talking about what a real man should do. Remember this, the humiliation. The humiliation.
Your mom laughed. And his first reaction to the first picture was, whoa. No. And then I sent my mom pictures, and she was just laughing emojis.
Yeah. See that? This right here. You see that? Now, we do have let me see here. Goodness gracious. Let me see here. She definitely got the makeup here. Let me get right here. Let's see here. See here. Give me a second. She looking kind of like this woman right here. All right. She looking dead on. Like, hold up for a second. Am I tripping? Yeah, it's getting to that point, y'all. It's getting to that point. Life is imitating art. Life is definitely imitating art. Okay, but the guy just talked about this. This is important. The guys just talk about this. Yeah, the women aren't so nice when they reject. Oh, this is not true. And he was like, yeah, it's true. Most women, when they reject, they ain't nice. And even this little giggle, you approach a group of women and you say something and then, you walk away and they giggle and they do this type of thing. Now, that doesn't mean that they didn't like you. It doesn't mean that was an all-out rejection. It just means that giggle was a uncomfortable conversation. And sometimes people laugh. This isn't an all-out, oh, you're a piece of shit. I can't believe you approached us. It could mean that. The guy could take it as that. And many of us have been in these situations where we approached a woman and we got this back. But the women are like, oh, but I meant no harm. I was just, nervous. I was shy. I was uncomfortable. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the approach. You caught me off guard. We were just at a girls' night. You have to understand, they'll figure out a way to say why they have this type of response. But this type of response, you get this as a man 5, 10, 15, 20 times. You'll learn real fast that you don't want that. Okay, I'm not going to subject myself to this. Okay, so this is what the guy's saying. Yeah, the responses are disrespectful. I said this earlier. In a cotillion, men and women have a responsibility. In cold approach, the woman has no responsibility. She gets to do whatever she wants. The man has all of this. All right, you got to get rejected and keep coming back and fighting and chasing the dangle carrot. And she gets to just play coochie games. And then when the guy walks off, why didn't he try? Why these guys don't try? Oh, they want us to chase him. So this is where the problem is. We just don't have something where people have a responsibility on both sides. Oh, his ego too fragile. Oh, he can't face the rejection. Oh, he's scared. Oh, it wasn't that mean. Oh, he was just too soft. But I'm going to tell you, man, and as a man who have dealt with black women, approaching black women, a lot of men don't date black women, namely because they hard to approach. Okay, this is why black community typically comes up with you need game, because approaching them is like approaching a stone wall. Okay, and much of what they're going to do back is they're going to be like, oh, I'm sick of these. Oh, I'm sick of these niggas approaching us. Because what niggas will do is approach the not so attractive black women, right, first, and they'll approach them 100 times, whereas the attractive women will get approached 5 times. And it doesn't matter what race the woman is. Most women that get approached are the easiest targets. So what'll happen is she'll be frustrated and she'll go from place to place to place, and there's a new guy just jumping out at her. And so by the time you jump out at her, she's hitting you with the, what, nigga, what? Can I just go to work? Can I just keep it? Can I? So that's what the guy was saying, which would be a negative rejection. That would be a negative reaction to a rejection, where the women were like, oh, most of us don't do this. Trust me. And by the way, these are women that never have to approach women. As a man, you approach a woman many times, you're going to find that you are going to get enough data as to how they're reacting to you, whether you don't have game, you don't have a good rhythm, you didn't start the conversation off. It wasn't the right thing. She was frustrated. She was at her job. You were in the passenger seat of your homeboy's ride. You were in the car honking the horn. She was, studying. I was just studying. I was just here to buy a drink. I was just dancing. I didn't want to be approached. But guys should approach me. When? Well, not at a bar. I don't date guys at bars. So you have to figure out when she can be approached. I'm just at the grocery store. This is not the best time to approach. Then guys will tell you the best time to approach is when you're at the grocery store. So there's this unwritten rule. There's no rules. It's just chaos. And we have this. Oh, these were the guys at the dating event. Oh, they were all losers. And we took pictures of them and showed them on our Facebook. Okay, so going back to the guy of what he's saying, and she ain't feeling it. And you're going to find out why. Yeah, I'm at the gym. Oh, the best place to approach women are at the gym. So you go to the gym and approach a woman. Can I just work out here? Never approach women at the gym. Okay. Then she says, oh, I met my last boyfriend. He approached me at the gym. It's kind of one of these things that, again, it's just chaos. There's no prescription. There's no responsibility on the male and the woman side. The responsibility is all with the woman, the male, and the woman gets to come up with whatever reaction she wants to. Okay, are we on the same page? Are we in agreement? We're not talking about how to become better at this skill. We're just talking about what people are presented with. All right, now, this woman is not feeling him because he says, well, most of us are getting rejected pretty badly out here, which discourages us. Okay? Remember, that's the point.
When it come anywhere near sniffing, feeling like they're being perceived as creepy, so they're not exactly sure what their role is anymore. And then when young men talk about it, I feel like a lot of times they are met by women going, oh, welcome to our world for our entire lives. So kind of we're not talking about it in an authentic way.
I do think the creep argument is a little bit of a cop-out because I feel like the female equivalent is desperate. You know how many guys have probably thought that I was desperate or thirsty because I approached them and I made the first move?
I'm in the same boat as Abby. I find the creepy thing like a cop-out, and I feel like then it's like blaming women as to why I don't approach you. It's your fault.
Sorry about that, but yeah, basically she's saying,
it is all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
All right, I hit the enlargement button. Ladies, you can always hit my enlargement button too. It's a cop-out. Being called creepy is a cop-out. Yo. Being called creepy is a cop-out. It's blaming women. Man, bruh. Hey, listen what I tell you, man. Listen what I tell you. I'm going to be in this job for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going nowhere. Because the dating and relationship marketplace is FUBAR. It's effed up beyond all repair. I know you guys are quietly confident that this is going to just smooth itself out without much interaction, and we're just going to need a couple podcasts and a couple of understandings. I'm here for good. I have job security because nobody wants to take accountability for their actions. The guy, as best as he possibly could, said, well, ladies, I don't know. There are some men that think that you guys are ruthless out here, and they don't want to be labeled a creep or thirsty or approaching at the wrong time, or they should have known, or you're on your period, and or you want to play the, I don't know why he's approaching me. Why you want my name? Why you want my number? Why you want me? Okay. So this is all a game that she gets to play. Why you want my number? All right. Or she'll give you the number. What do you want my number for? And then they said, well, all right, I hear yours, but we ain't taking that fucking blame. That you ain't blaming us.
It's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
They out here on a free hookup marketplace and a sell pussy marketplace, and they running around here like it ain't our fault. The men just have to man up. Right? That's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. It's the same as calling me desperate when I have to approach. And ma'am, you're desperate. Take a look at this woman. All right, come on, man. A cop-out. Man, we are good. Ma'am, we are good. I'm not going anywhere. All right, I'm going to have relevancy and input to tell you that this marketplace is not going to improve anytime soon. As a whole, as a system, it ain't going to improve. There's no way. With both of these people not even coming to the agreement on the simplest procedures as meeting for a dating event and cold approaching a woman in public. Oh, ladies, are you in agreement with these women here? If you agree, fine with me. Listen, agreeing with them does me a favor. Agreeing with them only makes my job security that much better.
Equivalent is desperate. You know how many guys have probably thought that I was desperate or thirsty because I approached them and I made the first move?
I'm in the same boat as Abby. I find the creepy thing like a cop-out, and I feel like then it's like blaming women as to why I don't approach you. It's your fault. And are those instances out there? Probably. But on the whole, it's like we should have common sense. Not everybody does, but we should have common sense.
I think you guys are doing a healthy share of woman-splaining this morning, saying that you're not really giving a lot of credibility to guys and this sort of attitude that we don't want to be perceived as creepy, because I'm telling you, as a guy, this is exactly how they feel.
But I also feel like I'm tired of being blamed as that's the reason why you're not approaching, that it's our fault.
I can't tell you which came first, the chicken or the egg in this situation, but
man, look at this. So he even had to come back and smooth it out. He was like, hey, listen, I'm don't shoot the messenger. He's like, I'm good. This is where the dating coaches come in. Oh, man, we can really help these guys out. No, you can't, because you're only helping the guy. I've been saying for a long time, this requires the women to have responsibility in this. They have to. And these two women just said we want no responsibility in this. It's the guy. All right, we get to do what the fuck we want out here. We can reject. Yeah, some of us do it, and none of this and that and that. It takes both people. And he came back with it and said, I'm just telling you and relaying you what we're hearing out here, where guys have checked out, guys that don't want any part of this. You guys are calling them creepy. You're recording them. You're putting their faces on the internet. You're taking their DMs and you're screenshotting them. And these men are being humiliated. By the way, I'm going to show you an example of this because I have to. You're doing this, and then you're saying, oh, we shouldn't care about this. And I'm saying this is why cold approach will not be this. It's not going to be the thing that works. Even if the women are saying we want men to approach, it ain't going to be the thing that men are going to start to do because women ask for it. Okay, let me show you this real quick because this is important in the conversation. I'll do the super chats. Let's see here. I can't remember this woman's name. See if I can get her name here. Oh, I got her name here. Her name is Dr. And this woman's been talked about here in this space. I did a couple of videos of her. And this woman is basically a witch 304 type woman. Her name is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. She has been, she's a pretty attractive black woman. So, but her being a doctor has been called into question. She definitely been on the carousel. We know this. And she's single at 40 plus. And she thinks she has all the answers. But she just been on the cock carousel, right? But this is an example of what we just talked about. Apparently, recently, in the last few days, Offset the rapper, is he the one that was with Cardi B? I can't remember. Apparently jumped in Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's DMs. But he jumped in there for what he says is professional help because she's supposed to be out here getting help and getting exposure. Now, we don't know, but that's what he said. Let me show you here. Let's show you here what the DM said. Let's see here. I can barely read the shit. Okay, so there it is. It says, mention you in their story. Story unavailable. There's Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's DM. Then Offset types here in the purple. Can we have a convo? Professional. She says, absolutely. Okay, we see this right here. This is an example of what we were just talking about. So let's just say Offset wanted to have a personal, professional conversation with her. Okay, it's on the up and up. He typed it. He wants a professional conversation. Okay, but let's just say he was sneaky sniping, where he was trying to sneak his way in to get the punani. Either way, this would be a cold approach, all right? And for all intents and purposes, this would be a cold approach. What does she do? She screenshots it and exposes this nigga on the internet. Gentlemen and ladies, I rest my case. First of all, as a professional, are you exposing your clients on the internet? You got to be the most shittiest doctor in humanity. Let's say he eventually was trying to get in there and get the panties. You still screenshotted it and exposed them on the internet. This is exactly why men are not cold approaching you whores. I mean, what the fuck more proof do you need? It's like, what? Even professionally, we can't keep our shit a secret. You gonna chase clout. This is why I tell you as CGA, I can't be in girls' DMs. I can't. I have to be behind a paywall doing my damage. I can't be on Tinder and Bumble. I can't be jumping in girls' DMs. I can't be sending them text messages and shit with all this detailed shit about me wanting to choke them and beat them and impregnated them. Like, this is absolutely pathetic. This is exactly why men tuck their tail and go, damn, okay, I can't trust these hoes. All right, I can't trust them. They just running their mouth. Oh, not all women do that. Okay, but which one are? Can we section the women that are going to do it over here? Because this is what we're talking about. Let's just say he was trying to cold approach her and he used this as to get in. Why is she screenshotting it and putting it on the internet? That's crazy. This is crazy. As a professional, it's over the line. As a interpersonal relationship, even if he wanted to get in her pants, why is she leaking these DMs? This is why men are not cold approaching. This is why men are not going to dating events. This is why 50% of men are checked out. Never mind, we're good. And they keep saying, well, come on, I ain't going to do it. Come on. And then one does it here, one does it here. You get it done to you. You get all these unpolite responses. They laugh at you. They post your face and say, look at these guys, all these short guys on the internet at this dating event. And then they go and laugh at you. This is why guys aren't doing it. And they have stopped doing it for years. Can I conclude with this point? Okay. There was this guy that went viral this weekend, while I was in Europe. I didn't get a chance to talk about him because the kind of viral sensation is dying down, but the story is now gaining some more legs. He apparently is a content creator that had this morning routine. I don't know who he is. He looks slightly familiar, like I've seen some post of him before, but I really don't know. I can't tell you what his name is, to be honest, but I do know he's in that Miami Brickle audience, and his lifestyle kind of looked like it. He was a very fit black man, muscular, pause. He was putting his face in water, and a lot of haters, man, a lot of haters. He had this morning routine thing where he's trying to demonstrate that he's up early in the morning, obviously demonstrating this type of thing. He had a girl with him, looks like a white girl or a Latina. You can barely just see her serving him. And he was professionally dressed. He looks like he was doing some sort of crypto podcasting or something like that. His name is Austin Hall. He looks familiar. I just don't know who he is. Now, here's the strange thing about this. This is, again, proving my point. A lot of haters, man, because it looked like he was trying to show, this is my morning routine, and he's doing a whole bunch of nothing. People were saying he's a scammer. People had some shit to say about him, and I was kind of like, this is weird. I found it a little bit motivating. I wouldn't put a video out like that. All right, but I thought looks like he's got something going on in his life. Here's the thing. I saw a video today that apparently, and I don't want to put his bad business out here, apparently he is getting evicted from his place that you saw on the video. I don't know if this is new or what, but somebody put out a video that he was facing an eviction. And the eviction was not for payment. All right, not for payment of rent or lack of payment of rent. The eviction was that he might have duplicated a key, which violated the lease thing here, that he might have had girls coming in and he wasn't supposed to duplicate the electronic key. Let me see if I can pull up the video for people who don't know. Let me see here. Morning routine viral video. Morning routine guy. Okay, let's see if I found the video here. I'm going to tell you what happened here. All right, so this is the video. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you can't see it. All right, can you guys see that? That's the video. So this is the video of it. And to me, I just saw a lot of haters. All right, I just saw lots of haters, man, because look, he ain't a bad looking guy. He's muscular. He looks like he has a routine that's working. He looks like he has a nice place. He had a woman. I mean, what more he got a hairline? Like, nigga. Like, I mean, like, what more? Like, what we mad at him for? I mean, I think the video was kind of like, it had a little cringe taste to it, but I was like, I've seen worse videos. I've seen worse videos of a morning routine. That wasn't the worst, but I just saw a lot of haters. I was like, damn, bro. Like, damn, nobody can come out here and say you doing nothing right. All right, but I'm like, he fit. He was all lean and ripped. So then there's a video out that somebody done went behind the scenes and pulled up this eviction, and it was related to him duplicating a key. But they had a description of him in the eviction letter. Okay, and I don't know if the eviction is going through. We're just saying it. They had a description of him. They said the rent was $17,000 a month, which was a lot. He wasn't getting evicted for failure for payment, so he's making a $17,000 a month payment successfully at this place. So he's got to be doing something right. He's got to have some money. I find it to be a little motivating. All right, I was like, this is pretty good. But it also had a description of the guy. And it says the guy was 5'5". Okay, 5'5". Now, obviously, the way he records himself, you cannot determine that. I believe he was also a former college athlete, and they start putting up his career stats, which were minimal, but he had a couple of career highlights where they did show him scoring touchdowns. But in the description, it said 5'5" as his physical characteristics. Now, if you thought the hate was wild for him from the video, the hate went nuts. So then the women started going in there hating, and they started laughing. Okay, they started going crazy. And I look, 5'5", that would be a shock to me, but me being a highly challenged person, I don't know. But he played at Division I. I think he played Division II football at least. But the description said 5'5". It could be a typo. But the women were going crazy in the comment. 5'5", I screamed, I cringed. Wow, this is crazy. His voice don't match his body. They started going crazy, which then made me say again, in relationship to this conversation, this is exactly why men do not put themselves out there and chase for these women. This is exactly what more than you need today as a man. Like, what more? What more? Like, dude, they are looking. Somebody once said this. They are on a disqualification. They're on a mission. I can't remember who said it, but they're not a mission to qualify. They're on a mission to find the one thing that they don't like and exaggerate that shit, right? And pull it out as a means to just hang you with it. Somebody give me the right term on this one. This is how you deal with American women. And trust me, I've been internationally. I've been in almost all the continents. It's not like this. It is not like this. I was just in Europe with some tall ass Russians and Moroccan chicks and white women. All of them were taller than me. Nobody had a problem. Disqualification tour. In America, they are coming out here to find the one thing, and they take that one thing and they go crazy about it, humiliate with you, and then wonder why you don't keep coming back to ask for them. Like, ask for them, ask for our hand and chase us and chase the dangling carrot. So they're running around here like, wow, he's 5'5". Oh, he a loser. He lame. This nigga got a $17,000 piece of real estate that he's paying. He's got a woman. He's lean and ripped. He's somewhat wealthy for at least the moment. He seems like he's disciplined. He ain't out here committing crimes. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But boom. Oh, we found it. 5'5". This is why men are not engaging with women. And of course, women have their own issues that they can discuss on their platforms. But this is why when the Fawn said this, well, these women are not as nice out here. And the other women like, well, you're blaming us. I feel like just a few of us are not nice, but the rest of us are. The reality is, no, most of us, when we approach a woman, okay, even myself, because I don't cold approach as a tactic, but if somebody's around and I see something, I might stop for a minute, but I'm very conscious of what I'm doing. I approach a woman and these bitches stop like a deer in headlights. You're walking alongside them bitches just, and you finally say hi and they're like, hi. Yeah. Then they go back home and say, well, that was a sign that I was nervous and I was interested in you. So they'll go jump on the internet. Well, that means I really liked you. And I was so surprised that, you talked to me that I didn't know what to say. So I was lost for words, and you should have really kind of just worked with me and dug all of that out. And I did, bitch. I said, and you were standing like this, and I was like, hey, how are you? I don't mean to scare you. You mind for a short conversation? Great. All right, I'm headed to a meeting. I just wanted to have an opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Gregorio. And they be like, hi. give you the wet noodle and shit. You like, oh, bitch. Okay, you like, all right, this is going to be one of these bitches. All right, yeah, what's your name? All right, good. And yes, you're 21 years old. Your age just right here. And then now you got to fumble and flop around and, hey, listen, go ahead and put your number in my phone. Oh, I don't get my number out. All right, what about WhatsApp? Oh, that's still my number, all right? Instagram? Oh, Instagram. All right, here, let me find it and shit. Oh, my Lord. You fumbling and jumbling and stumbling around. Or they walk away. They just walking. They just keep walking. Yeah, how's it going? Oh, bitch, okay, all right. I'm supposed to chase you now. Hi, yeah, I just want to keep up with you. And then, oh, hi, I'm fine. All right, yeah. Why don't men approach? Why don't men approach? We're not that bad, and this is how they treat you. This is why I tell you, they can do whatever they want, and it's qualified as, hey, that's just how we act. You're just going to have to deal with it. You just going to have to put up with the third degree. What do you do? Where do you work? You probably live with your mama. How old are you, and what do you do? Where's your hairline at? And then they're supposed to be like, oh, guys should just put up with this. Let me tell you, dudes are not going to do this all day long. Now, there could be dudes that will do this, which is going to be the next problem. The dudes that do this are going to be the exact guys that you don't want to be with. Them the guys that's going to cheat on you. They have an abundance of hoes. They don't have no scarcity mindset. They going to fuck you and cheat on you, pump and dump, play your ass like a fiddle. So the guys that do have these wherewithal to be able to say, hey, man, I don't care about this. I don't care about rejection. I don't care about the deer in headlights. I got time, bitch. All right, yep, give me your Instagram DMs. And he going to be in there all night just playing your ass like a fiddle. And then when it doesn't work out with him, all these guys ain't shit. Because you end up going with the guy that just got time to deal with this bullshit. He got a pimp and hoes degree. And he running all of them games on you. And then you end up with the same 20 dudes in the area because they end up putting up with your bullshit. They end up putting up with this shit and not caring. All right. They got an abundance and they don't give a fuck about the rejection and they don't give a fuck about your goofy ass game. They on to the next. Okay. All right. And then these guys tell other guys, hey, it's working for me. So you should do this too. But meanwhile, I got to go to work in the morning. All right. I don't have time to be up all night with your ass and playing games. If you enjoyed this clip, check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel for the best morning live stream every weekday. And of course, we're back for the evening live streams as well. Check out the times in the featured channels on this channel right here. And also the links are in the description box. I will see you there.
New world order.